What's going on, Junkie Nation? Gorgeous George and Goes are back here with another MMA superstar. This time we get to talk to undefeated flyweight Muhammad Mokaev, who signed a fight to face Charles Johnson at the UFC card coming up in London on July 23rd. Welcome, Muhammad, to MMA Junkie Radio. How you doing?
Thank you. Everything's good. Just at the camp in Miami.
Okay. I was gonna ask you, what gym is that? I can't tell.
American Top Team.
Well, I've never seen it from that angle of the roof or anything like that.
Yeah.
Cool. How long have you been there now?
Like 3 weeks now here.
Okay.
Amazing facility, good condition, good a lot of sparring partners.
Is that your home, or are you going to try other gyms until you find your home?
No, I'm here now. I live here in same place. We got like a dorms here, and like training in the morning, train at nighttime every day, just like gym life.
What did you like? What do you like about South Florida that made you want to make that your home gym?
Good weather, a lot of sparring partners like UFC level, and when I was growing, I was watching a lot of like fighters training in places like this, and I really wanted to visit this place.
Who are some of your main sparring partners so far?
Pantoja is ranked number 3.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. So Kyoji Hariguchi.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, so you picked out the best ones.
Yeah, I've got like Cody Durden.
Yeah. Now, Horiguchi, I'm sure you can train with and exchange every secret, but how does it work with Pantoja? I'm sure there's respect there. I'm sure there's maybe you guys are building a friendship, but when do you hold on to every single trick, knowing maybe down the road you might face each other?
No, I don't hold any tricks. Like what I can do, I'll do in the gym. I don't have like. I keep the secret for the fight. It's okay. I know we will meet one day, like for the championship title, I think. But at the moment, we're just training. I competed a lot in amateur, so I used to like train with amateur guys and then fight against them. It never affected me anything like this.
All right. Well, I hope that's the way it works out. But you did see Colby and Jorge, Kayla and Amanda. You know, sometimes things start off okay and then they go another direction. So let's hope that doesn't happen with you guys.
Yeah, I try to keep the distance, from friendship and the training. I have like a lot of friends here, but like if you're in my division, then it's different.
Yeah, I got you. I did notice that you had 23 amateur fights. You probably get asked this all the time, but this is our first time talking to you, so I wanted to hear it from you. Why so many? Like, I'm thinking at 10-0, I think I would say, okay, he's ready for the pros. Maybe 15-0. Now I'm very sure, but you got all the way to 23-0.
Yeah, and I went on a high stage, like IMF World Championships. It's you fight every day basically. You make weight every day. Championship weight you have to make every day. And it wasn't easy. So I want to be like make a history for amateur game and stay undefeated and leave. Mm-hmm. So a lot of experience traveling different countries. I competed in Australia, competed in Bahrain, competed in Italy, so many places.
Yeah, so by the time you get in there in London, it'll be your 30th combat in MMA.
30th fight?
Yeah.
No, I actually, this will be my 32nd because I have like no contents fight and one fight got removed. I'm not sure, so that's actually my 32nd. And also, these fights didn't count for amateur. It was like before I started my amateur career, I was competing like intercoups, a lot of intercoups. It was like you win or you lose, it's like a draw, you know. So I competed in that maybe like 20 fights there.
Now, what is intercoups? I'm not sure what that is. Is that like a fancy name for street fights, or is that a league?
No, it's basically you go to the all gyms meet at one gym together.
Oh, smokers kind of.
Yeah, and there's like there's a referee, and you win, you lose, you get a draw
Oh,
exhibition.
okay. I thought maybe those were like fights outside of Old Trafford or something in case somebody got in your face about the game or anything like that.
No, we deal with stuff like this different, you know.
So Mohammed is a Manchester United fan. When's the last time you've been to a game?
November last year, before I set off for my camp, because I stayed for my debut camp for like 3-4 months in Bahrain, and then
Mhm.
I came back and for my fight, and then I went to Dagestan. So I'm not been much games this year.
Did Ronaldo score that day?
He did. That's his. It was 700 goal.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
800 probably because I think
800.
he's at
Sorry,
eight. Yeah.
800.
Wow. Pretty historic, man, that he's returned to Manchester United after so many years away. And every time he scores, the stadium looks like it goes crazy.
Yeah, yeah. It's amazing atmosphere. I go there just for the. I love the atmosphere. You know, I love the like fans. Don't matter like lose win. You know, they support the team.
Do you sing the songs too? Do you know the songs?
Who is this?
The songs when they sing to the players.
Oh yes. Like Afim, right?
Mhm.
What's that? Yeah.
Like an
Crazy,
anthem.
crazy atmosphere. I want one of these for my fight.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
they've done it before for a lot of the
Ricky
UK and
Hatton,
European fighters. Um,
when Ricky Hatton fight against Floyd Mayweather.
yes,
Mhm.
exactly. All right. Well, let me turn it over to Goz. I'm sure he has a couple questions for you.
Cool.
Mohammed Mokaev, our guest here, he is going to be facing Charles Johnson at the UFC Fight Night coming up here on uh, July 23rd in London. They're back in London. They had such a successful trip back to London after like 3 years, 4 years that the
Yeah.
UFC's already rebooked them. At the top of the bill, Curtis Blades and Tom Aspinall. All right, Goes, what do you have for Mohammed Mokaev?
Mohammed, you talked about going to Old Trafford and you love the atmosphere and the feeling that it has. A lot of people say when they walk in, you can just feel this energy, not just from the moment, but from years of competition. Is there a place for mixed martial arts, an arena, a stadium that you've always wanted to fight in that you feel like maybe you would feel that same energy?
To be honest, O2 Arena in London, because I have like a good history for UFC London. In 2016, as a kid, I competed in wrestling. On that day, Rustam Khabilov fought against Norman Park. Main event was Michael Bisping against Anderson Silva, and I was competing in wrestling in the morning and afternoon. I set off to London, came to watch. My friend gave me ticket present for UFC London. I came there and watched my friend Rustam Khabilov. He's really close to my career. He really guided me a lot through my career. Now we actually train together in Dagestan, and six and I told Rustam, I'm gonna be here soon. And 6 years later, I took over the arena. You know.
Now, I know your dream is to become a world champion, but was that always your dream even from when you were a younger kid, or did you have other thoughts of what you might do when you get older? Did you have aspirations of becoming a footballer or anything else, or has this always been your dream?
To be honest, like my dream become like later when I was like competing in amateurs. I was like I believing myself more and more. But it was first I started everything to feed my family. I didn't want see my family see same thing what I went through in my life. I didn't want to see my kids see this. You know, I want they understand the tough life, but not as much because they have to know the childhood life too. So I really wanted something for the future family. You know?
You mentioned going to Dagestan, and right now you're at American Top Team. What is the major difference in the training between the two places? I mean, from what we hear, Dagestani fighters are just tough. It's very hard to explain it, but they're just very, very tough. For you, what's the biggest difference in the training?
I think in Dagestan they train a little bit crazy, like 2-3 hours training non-stop, a lot of like sparring rounds. They can do like wrestling and then put gloves on and then they go for spar straight away, and then they can do like a sprint session, same in like one session, but here a little bit smarter, not little bit, way more smarter. I think like because in America that's where this sport come from, you know. It's like they went through this a lot, so they have like tactics, game plan, and plan for the training. You don't go to the gym without the plan.
Do you ever look at this guy changed his shirt? So lately in MMA, there's been some controversies with the judges, right? And them awarding fight to the wrong fighter at times. How we feel, no? Is that something that you ever think about as far as your career goes when you go into a fight? Is that something in the back of your mind, or do you feel comfortable that for the most part they get it right?
I feel comfortable, you know, even if it's like bad decision, it doesn't. I don't take too much personal, because if fans knows, if supporters knows you won the fight, doesn't matter like what's on your record. Record doesn't mean anything. You fight for your fans, you know, who actually who want to support you. They support you in, you know, bad times too. So it wouldn't even affect me.
Well, it's half your paycheck though, Mohammed. You know, you don't get the winner bonus that the UFC pays.
Oh, it's you still get like performance. I don't know. I wouldn't think about this too much.
Yeah.
Like if it's like bad decision, it means like it's a good fight, you know. It's a close fight. There's chance for rematch, so it's not like end of the story, you know. So
yeah,
there's advantages and disadvantages. Maybe for next fight they put purse more, and I come to the fight more hungry. You know, there's things like it's a life. You have to adapt.
No, I'm glad that you don't obsess over it. That's good, because once you lose, there's really nothing you can do once the decision's made. But at the same time, I think the fighters should definitely learn that with a lot of the decisions as of late that are close, many would call them controversial. The judges aren't changing. It's the same names every weekend. It's the same referees, the same judges, and I believe they're good, but they, you know, they're not going anywhere. And so I always tell people it's on the fighters. The fighters have to do enough to get the 10, and the other guy gets the 9, and that way you ensure yourself that at the end that they say, and the winner is the Punisher, Mohamed Mokaev, because it's you know, it like we were talking about soccer earlier. I don't know where your jersey is, by the way. Goes and I have our jerseys, but I'm just kidding. No, so anyway, we were talking about soccer earlier, and you know, the team can lose, for example, during the week on Tuesday, right? But then 5 days later, 4 days later, they can win on the weekend, and everything's good again. MMA is tougher because if you lose, you might not fight for 3 months, 6 months. God forbid you have a serious injury, even more. And it you know, I can tell that it really, really, the fighters aren't the same until they're winning again. You know what I mean? So I guess that's the advice we can offer. Not that we're supposed to, I guess, because we're journalists and, you know, MMA media, and you're the fighter, but it's that Manchester United connection. You know, that's why we're going a little bit off the script there a little bit. But I did want to say, I noticed you had some decisions in the amateur career, and then in the pros, man, you become not just the Punisher, you become the finisher. You got the finishes, they're quick. You got to be feeling good about the way things have changed, because if you think about it, the pros are the tougher fights than the amateurs, and you're finishing the pros.
Because there's like no knees in the amateurs, no elbows. There's like 3 minutes. I used to like make them tired in 3 minutes, and then round was finishing. And now I make the guys tired like in 3 minutes, and then 4th, 5th minute, there's chance to finish them. And I work also with pro gloves, easier to submit than amateur gloves. So there's soon as I took this amateur gloves off, it was easier for me. I think the gloves different.
Yeah, no, that's a great explanation. I should have known better because Goz and I have called amateur fights, and sure, I guess one of the things is for sure you have more time to work, and yeah, there were restrictions on elbows back when we did it. They didn't want to
Also,
have
like
the cuts and stuff like that stop fights, so that makes sense. It's just
yeah, that's right. If you take someone's back and they're not afraid of the knees and elbows, they will defend more. But if they're afraid of elbows and knees, the neck is open, So there's advantages a lot,
How long have you been in England?
10 years now.
Wow, I can already tell just talking to you that your career is definitely going to have a different trajectory than some of the other Dagestani fighters. Khabib learned, English and used it conversationally. He used it a little bit in trash talk, but the fans, they connected with Khabib because of that. Only recently is Islam Makhachev speaking, but very little, you know what I mean? But it makes a difference. So I'm glad you at least got that. I mean, we were able to communicate here, and you come off as a charming fella. We know you're a killer inside the octagon, but I think it's going to help you a lot, man.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mohammed, so last question for me. I know that your goal is to win the fight, but sometimes fighters have personal goals for each fight. Can you share with us? Do you have a personal goal in this fight? Is there one thing that you're looking to do?
No, something that arena gonna stand up again, same as last fight. So people remember the fight. I always do something that they remember. That's why they knew me since amateur days. Yeah.
All right. Something during the fight, a technique. You said you have a technique that you think you're going to finish the fight with.
Something, maybe trash talk, maybe something, but make sure people tune in and watch. I'll do something.
You want one more tip, Mohammed?
Yeah.
Okay. When you go to the prep point and they do the Vaseline, they check the mouthpiece and your cup. You know what I'm talking about, right? Right on the outside of the octagon. And then you hug your teammates. You do all that. Then you go up the stairs, right? Into the octagon.
Yeah.
Before you enter the octagon, turn around and do this to the crowd. I'm telling you, the crowd is going to cheer, and whoever is there for their first time is going to go, oh, man, I like that guy. I'm cheering for that guy. And not too many fighters do that, but Vanderlei Silva used to do that. Uriah Faber used to do that. And there's a couple others, but them two, watch them if you ever get a chance, and you'll see, man, it's that little connection that can make a difference. Because I want you to stand out from the other 600 fighters in the UFC. You know what I mean? Otherwise, it's just like, thank you for the fight. See you in 6 months. Here's your check. Yeah. And I want the fighters to, especially the young ones like you, man, to go out there and make a splash.
Thank you. I did for my debut exactly the same, but I just put hands up,
Hands up or whatever, yeah. Especially because the music is still going or whatever. You stand up, maybe even stomp your feet, turn around, and just do this or this, whatever you want, man. This, anything, but get the crowd like that. And I'm telling you, it'll really, really make a difference. And if you don't do it, we'll give you a hard time that you didn't do it next time we talk to you. But hopefully you do it. Okay. And hopefully next time you wear your Manchester United shirt, man. What's going on here? You didn't wear your shirt today.
I have in my room, actually.
All right, man. God bless. Thank you so much for the time today. And good luck with your camp, and have a great fight in London.
Have a blessed day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.